and very welcome to this day of June 7th, a Wednesday for Wotan, Miércoles for Mercury. And it is fitting for us to honor Mercury today for the very month of Gemini is ruled by Mercury. Mercury just passed Uranus and Taurus, so that's good. We got through a little bit of a mental shakeup, maybe got some mental downloads about how to make money. A revelation on a new way to make money and working with others that need to, the energy being conducive to teaming up with another. The twins. Finding your twin soulmate. I don't know. Maybe. We have Venus and Mars in Leo, and Venus just got through its opposition to Pluto at the 0th degree of Aquarius, going back into Capricorn. What that will do is Pluto going back into Capricorn, it'll give power back to authority. It'll hopefully give us the power to take authority over our life, and those times where we gave it up in the past, we could go and reclaim it with the reverse of Pluto back into Scorpio. You know, I didn't pay attention to it that much. That Pluto is a generational planet. It's only moved through 4 signs in my life. And it will only move through, it won't go through a quarter of the zodiac for your life. So if you want to look at the bigger picture, do it in terms of the cycle of Pluto, and you'll see that it is a breaking down and purifying. It's the destruction and the rebuilding. Build back better. But Uranus is like it's a similar to Pluto in that it's a wrecking ball. When we found Uranus, it wrecked the system, the structure that we had in place before, with Saturn being at the outermost limits. The desert god set the enemy to the sun. You know, we also have the sun in the constellation Orion now. It is from the belt, the loin cloth, girdle, apron of the Masons. It's from his short dagger, from his penis, fashioned by Hermes and made magical, and then brought to new life through the magical workings of Isis, Nephthys, the goddesses, the priestesses of the temple, the mother virgin god, and the prostitute of the temple, who's not a prostitute in the sense that we think. She initiates the candidate into the mysteries. But you have to be pure and innocent, and you have to die. So there's that. I have some aids in our morning ritual ceremony, meditation upon the stars. We'll pull a card to talk to us from my magical card deck. some beautiful baby white roses. The red rose of the Rosicrucians is the red rose of the Muladhara, your root chakra, where the sacred priestess it brings you into the fiery sun goddess. You know, we think about the sun all the time as a masculine, like the son of God, father and son. But it's also good to think of the sun as the sun goddess. Everything in existence has duality within it. So, and gender. In minerals and vegetables. And it's the coming together of those opposite genders where we have new life. And so that's how we do it on a spiritual plane. Just like we would on the material plane, because as above, so below, as within, so without. The same rules play. The feminine gives form. B, bet, the home. The alpha, the masculine, is action. Mars is action. A 45-degree angle, which 4 to 5 equals 9. 9 the number of Mars. Action. It's the birth ing. It's the going out is masculine. The coming in, feminine. Just think about a penis and a vagina. It all comes down to the penis and the vagina. You could, the very glyphs of Hebrew letters, and going back to the Sumerian cuneiform writings, it's like a penis and a vagina together or apart or next to each other for all of them. Sex is something that we have, gosh, what have we done with sex? I'm a Scorpio, we've been talking about this stuff. But it's been used to, well, it's been made to be seen as something that's dirty and shameful. Or it gets treated like it's not special, like it's just a high five. Or we objectify one another, or we become obsessed over it. We break trust and vows. We diseases, unwanted birth, rape. Gets used, the misuses of our sexual drive has gotten a politician in trouble, a celebrity, everybody. And at the same time, it is really, that's been kept secret, that it's in sex that that you enter into the major mysteries and you start working in that field together with a male and a female together in their chamber. The bed is the altar, and through connecting the mind, the intellect brain, with the heart, the emotional feeling brain, with the sexual drive, mechanical plane, and then working through breath together with the other, sound, and doing sex with God present, making God present in sex. And that opens up and unfurls the red Muladhara and turns it, those waters turn red. I got red on today and a red door. So, we talk about opening up the third eye, or some even the throat chakra, the heart chakra. The red rose could also be the heart. I think before you open up your root, it might start from the heart. It's got it, right? Or the brain. All working together. But it's so essential. We can't get started until we wake up that red root chakra. And we're just stuck there in the cave, and it's dark and it's cold. But in that darkness, in that cold, in that silence, see often the priestess holding her finger up like this. In the silence of the heart, in the calming of the mind, in the relaxing of the body and the nerves, in the surrendering to our control, we fall back into the beautiful bed prepared for us by the divine mother Kundalini, Shakti, Shiva, Shekinah, the inspiration of all poets and art. And it's not through mechanical stretching or poses or even a chant or breathing. It's through our directed willpower, our passion, and our desire. Do you have a desire to meet the goddess, to have a heavenly union with your twin flame, your soulmate? In the physical world, you may have things, hopefully, that reflect such the archetype. And it's a beautiful secret that's been hidden from us, but talked about. Sleeping Beauty, Beauty and the Beast. These are all outward stories about our inner journey to rescue the maiden, to slay the dragon and save the virgin, and it's pure. She's pure. She's eternally a virgin, and at the same time, through sex, she brings you into the inner holy of holies, up into the courts of heaven. Dance, ecstatic dance. It's a good way to get in touch with her. And it takes often a puncture of the heart. And sometimes life will do that. And she dropped us off here from the moon and gave us our lunar bodies so that we might be able to grow them into, and she nurtures us as we grow our solar body. And the solar body is created with a one-on-one relationship with another woman. Now, if you are single, what you have to do is practice chastity, and even chastity in marriage. And what that is, it's very, for men, to not watch pornography and masturbate, guys. I think that is the most harmful thing to our growth of soul. And it's through and then just even spilling your seed. Talking about spilling your seed, the sin of Onan in the Bible is he pulled out and spilled the seed on the ground. Onan's very similar to Orion, because from his small dagger in the sheath, which is an allegory for the penis and the vagina, from that comes a strain of stars. Kind of maybe the Milky Way, I'm not sure. But in the Milky Way. And scientists, and from that is what created our sun. And it was birthed through Sirius, who is Isis, who is likened to the Virgin Mary, the star over the manger. Those two came together and gave us creation is the story. And scientists have even pointed to that position, Orion's phallus, the obelisk, as where we came from, humanity's Earth and the sun, our solar system, was birthed from that place in the heavens. Orion's penis and Sirius, the Virgin. So that, and then science just happens to collaborate with that. That's crazy. Let's pick some cards. Through devotion, men and women, I guess, to Venus. She has a victory. Minerva was birthed from the forehead of Jupiter, fully clothed in battle, holding the goddess Victory, Nike, in her hand, as a prize for the initiate, the candidate, to discover the divine sacred feminine. They know it in Masonry, in Kabbalah, Judaism. They shuckle when they read to awaken Shekinah. Devotion, and let us renew our devotion to the goddess. Or if we've all already had it. When you were young, before the age of 7, when we fully developed our mask, our personality, and then made a god out of it, our persona, thanks to our culture. But when we were up until then, we had our third eye open, or first eye, and you could talk to the elementals, the fairies with the butterflies, the gnomes in the gardens, the leprechauns, the angels. That's what it's like for a child. They haven't been totally solidified into this density of darkness, matter. But so let's get back to that childlike place. Gemini's childlikeness. Two twins wrestling. The twins of Jacob and Esau. There's the story got turned into Gafunctafil land, where we have to deceive another one. But it is about the two lovers. It's the lovers card. The lovers come together to create a soul. And then that soul, that new soul, goes forth like a chariot after the summer solstice. But we're preparing for the summer solstice right now. Let's do that. We still have about 2 weeks until we present ourselves to in the courts of the heavens. It's not a judgment. That comes in Libra. It's more of a celebration of the victory of light over darkness in our lives. So if we're able to join in that and give light to the darkness, transmutate it into gold, to being like the sun, giving life, sacrificing ourselves for the good of all, for the consciousness progression of us all. Oh, I picked the Gemini card and I just happen to be talking on it. Thank you, look at all these cards. And all of them is the Gemini twins card, what I was just talking about. What can we do with the twins in us? We get them balanced in earth, in the body. We get them balanced in the mind, in the head, the heavens and earth. And we go through the middle. It's an entry. It's 2 columns that bring us into the celebration of the summer solstice of Cancer. New waters to be poured out upon us. But we have to get our minds right in this season. And make sure your eye is one. Picking up all those fractured pieces of times where we couldn't handle a situation. That through trauma, we get a personality fractured. Or mental. The personality is not us. The personality keeps us from creating the soul. And the soul has to be co-created with the man, the woman, and God. The story of the fall out of the Garden of Eden is because Adam and Eve had sex, took fruit, bit the fruit, the fleshly base level orgasm, and had sex without God there. And then God comes back and is like, what happened? That's one interpretation of that story. Chastity. For men who are single, develop an imaginary girlfriend. Not a blow-up doll, but have an altar for her. Talk to her through the day. She's there and she wants to hear you. She will comfort you. She'll talk through you. She'll talk through others. She'll talk through nature. She controls all of it. She spins destinies and fates. With the moon is her silver thread. With the sun, her golden hair. Let us wrap our spine. Imagine a beautiful black kite. It's this swallow-tailed bird that flies ever so effortlessly. And there's a black and a white one, sisters, twins. The black kite is descending down upon us, twirling around, diving deep into the base of our spine. As she enters in, out flies this beautiful, pure white light of a kite. And she does a beautiful dance around our spine, up through our heart, opening up all the beautiful flowers and shining and shooting up out of our crown like 1,000 rays of light. And that felt good. That's how they brought a horse to life off of the phallus created by Thoth. The 14th piece, which is the 14th letter, is Nun, which means a fish. Sometimes there's a sacred salmon fish that holds the secret pearl, because that's the secret that's the sperm. The semen, the shemem, the mem, the waters, is 13. So it's through those sexual waters, ruled by the moon. We have to work on that, turn it into an altar and chisel it from something that's not refined. It's very rough. It's very crude. And we have to purify that oil That's through, we could do exercises, movements, words, sounds, breath, but it starts with our attitude. And it seems that an attitude of gratitude helps us to get to a higher latitude. Copyright! This is a good time for just ideas to bounce forth from another. It's a good time for talking with friends, reaching out to a friend. It's a good time to analyze the voice in our head. It can be good and the bad angel, or it could be the priest and the priestess. It could be Beauty and the Beast, or it could be Prince Charming and Snow White. We live in the world of duality, and we're called to synthesize antitheses, to bring together opposites. So if you have opposition in your chart, it's in the nature of Saturn, because you have an adversary position, and we have to transmutate that adversary into our advocate. That voice is that it's condemning you constantly in the back of your head. That's not good enough. What are they going to think about that? Bam, transform that into your advocate. So that voice is coaching and giving you words of encouragement. From her breast, she gives us nourishment to our soul, the mother goddess who has been sacrificed, hidden, prostituted out as a porn on OnlyFans. Again, the pornography industry and the not knowing and the wasting of our semen. That's the most magical substance. It gives life. Everything's built around that. So let's bring those things together in us so that around us things will start coming together. I hope you have a great, great day. Here's a little piece of, I like to just take a piece off sometimes when I don't want to light the whole thing, but it still gives us effect. We use, these are sacramentals, reminders, symbols of spiritual realities, and that we take in and join and create. And so we involve the senses to help to bring us to a higher place. We are bringing God into earth as magicians, as priests and priestesses. We're naturally this. We have religious elements to us, which is merely transforming nature, the natural, into the supernatural. Hermes is the magician. Right now the magician is working together with fire and air. It's exciting, but it could be you get out of control with it, and then the mops are fighting the dishes, and what happens? How does Mickey Mouse start? He gets things in order. Then he calls in the help of an elder. So it'd be a good time to reach out for help. Maybe there's things that we can't do on our own. Reach out to help. Reach out inside of you. Reach deep. She is there waiting to help. Our Paraclete, the Holy Spirit. You want to invoke the mother goddess if you want to manifest. The mother of the twins, Remus and Romulus, what milked them was a goat, which is in reference to Capricorn at the bottom of the hill, about in the cave where Earth starts, cardinal Earth. There's 4 births in the year: the solstices and the equinoxes. Fall equinox is death. But then a birthing into another world. Reincarnation is present in Christianity. It's in the Bible, because it's from Judaism, and Judaism believes in reincarnation. They believe that they get born within their own bloodline. In other Gnostic teachings, they teach that we come back different sexes and in different races. So it makes no sense to be racist, because you could be born back as a Asian woman when you're a white man in this life, in the next one. I like that idea better. But unless we create that solar body and can ascend out of here, then you're going to be born back in here. So what we can do is we could do good works and actions. Now that we know this, repent if you need to, and reverse the wheel that is sending us down, and start changing that motion going up. We're in hell. We're trying, how do we escape? It's climbing the ladder of our spine. And to rise the Kundalini, the most important thing we have to do is charity. And charity is more than just going to feed the dude on the side of the street and take a video of it and post it and show everybody how pious you are. Although I've seen some videos that I have liked. But charity is a way of life when one has died to themselves, their ego, and then the self takes over, the true self, and then that it's immune to death. It's immune to like harassment. It's immune to attacks. When we create from that space, we're the magician, the aleph, the a, the vowels, and then all the consonants are we inject ourselves into, and then line them up as a beautiful operatic play that is life. A stage, and we're merely actors. And the main actors are the planets: Mars, Venus, Jupiter, Saturn, Moon, and the Sun. Are the love story. Mercury is the wise guide, and it's lit. And we got 12 trials to go through, 12 ordeals. The first act, spring. The second act, twice as long as the first, is summer and fall. And then the final act is winter. Well, my friends, the time is nigh. Winter is upon us. Darkness reigns. But as the summer solstice approaches, let us too approach the light, burning away, purging that which is not pure, and being revivified with light divine truth. So it is.